circumvent the system like that. To get past them just like shadow
People
censoring
want
you
what they
can.
can't have, bro. They want what they can't have. You know what I'm saying?
Hey Ken, are you amplified?
Yeah.
It sounds like Tanya can't hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. What do you mean amplify?
Amplify. So to the bottom right hand corner, you should see host tools.
Yeah, I see host tools.
Click on that, and then you'll see amplify my voice.
I am a god.
Now my
Now
dog's
everybody
barking.
can hear you everywhere.
Awesome. Now you're just like sounding like you're booming.
Attention, Wawa shoppers.
So where's Wawa?
Wawa shoppers, I can't.
Hi.
What up, Yeet? How you doing, Yeet?
Oh, Yeet's here. How goes it?
I don't know what that was, but okay.
All right. Well, if anybody is, there are. So, hi everybody on my YouTube. If you're watching this on my YouTube right now, what we're doing, this is unlisted, so you shouldn't be here. But if you are, yeah, we're just playing around in alt space right now. I'm with Jerome. We're trying to set up a podcast here in VR.
Podcast is set. We ready to go, guys. I'm ready to start talking about some of the games of the week. I was actually about to go into upcoming events, just so you guys in the audience know.
Went right through you.
Tuesdays we do the stream on a regular basis, 8 p.m. Usually kind of load in at 8 and then start getting started at around 8:30. After the on Thursdays, Bits and Tokens does a live stream, Drunk Crypto. If you check us out, I have an event set up in Altspace as well. You guys can watch the Drunk Crypto show in Altspace on this Thursday. Fridays, we have a new podcast that we're starting and also streaming it into Altspace called React.
Yes, we are. Yes, every Friday, guys. Every Friday.
I'm actually going to make a world so you guys can watch previous episodes. So we just did the pilot last week. I'll have a world for that where you guys can watch last week's episode in Altspace soon.
Yeah, it's not going to be long. I bet by the end of 2020, we'll have our 360 cameras in our bedrooms or our studios, wherever we stream from. And we'll be able to do a 360 video live stream into Allspace that will be the environment people are walking around in. So,
interesting thought.
Yep.
It's
Get ready
not
for
the
it,
same because the depth cams, but I get
the depth won't be the same, but you'll be standing in that, like you'll go to the portal and you'll be able to watch it in 2D, or you'll be able to enter the video and stand in it where that 360 camera is stationarily stuck. And you'll be able to swivel and look around as if you're like cemented in ground by your feet. Like that immersion, you'll be pulled into a video, like sucked into a video in all space, and it will go from 2D to 360.
And I will say that Altspace used to have a feature that was similar to that, where you can watch a show with people in a 360 world. And it can be like a live stream on YouTube 360, but they ended that feature. Something, I guess, wasn't working well with it. Maybe it's something they'll bring back now that they've changed the app and the SDK. But yeah, that used to be a thing where you can get up to 10 people max to see a world in 360, and it could be a YouTube video that was playing live. So they used to take people to like concerts, and you can actually be at the concert with other people in space.
Yo, I love you, Seifu. Seriously, this dude's trying so hard to send me a tip right now. I just want to give him a shout out on YouTube. He's like, I can't tip you, and he really wants to. And I saw you actually were my last super chat, Seifu. You sent me $4.20 already. I really appreciate that. And the fact that you're trying so hard, I dig it. But yeah, because it's an unlisted YouTube video, YouTube will not monetize it. So it can't receive any like super chats. It can't receive any like AdSense from Google Ads or anything like that. So unfortunately, that is the case. Oh, bro just asked me for my Venmo? Come on, bro. This is actually my first like Venmo tip in the history of me doing cryptocurrency content.
Well, you deserve it, buddy. I'm glad for you.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate Seifu, man. Thanks for being in the chat right now. Hopefully, he says Allspace is too much tech for him, but I think you'll have an app on your phone, ready to go sooner. It's already available for some devices. But it's at Kenneth Bozak on Venmo. Just Just saying. Appreciate that. But
Alright,
yeah,
well,
I'm ready to go when you guys are.
let's get the podcast going. And, oh, I should also mention before we start the podcast, upcoming events on the 20th. We're gonna do another conference. This one's gonna just be like a gamers conference. A bunch of people just coming out in the VR. We'll have some influencers in the space, just here to socialize and connect with other people in the scene. I want more companies to see the crypto community that's in virtual reality. So if you guys are interested and want to come hang out with some influencers, play some games, learn about what's going on in the blockchain space, come out on February 20th. We'll have an event that evening in Alt Space.
Cool.
And if you happen to be in the New York City area on February 20th, I'll be in New York City at NFT NYC, which is the non-fungible token conference. I think it's at the PlayStation Center. I know it was there last year. Pretty sure it's the same venue.
It's possible. Tell us more about NFT NYC, and I'll be there as well. I haven't gone yet. What's your experience like?
The first year I went actually was last year. I think it may even have been their first year. I'm not sure, but it was a really good event. It was a little bit suity, like a lot of suits, which I thought was weird. I know it was in New York City. I should have expected it, but like, you know, coming from a crypto rabbit hole, you know, talking about non-fungibles and Ethereum and crypto kitties, you expected to see a lot of, like, I expected to see a lot more people in, you know, unicorn t-shirts and pajamas like I showed up. But it was a lot of businessmen, a lot of VCs actually from New York looking for, you know, potential opportunity and information education on this industry. And, OpenSea was there, Mytherium was there, Splinterlands was there. There was a lot of really amazing projects, you know, in the NFT industry that were represented there. I got to meet probably every CEO of every company to deal with NFTs at the time. I got to hang out with the CryptoKitty guys from Canada and stuff, so that was really cool. The guy that was running it, his name's Jody. I believe it's Jodee. His name on Twitter is Wingdude, just WINGDUDE, Wingdude. He's an older gentleman, like an older Mr. Clean, but he was wearing a CryptoKitties onesie pajamas on stage introducing everybody that was at his conference. So there was a lot of suits, but the main guy running the entire conference, he showed up in pajamas, and I loved it. I ended up talking to him. Yeah, exactly. I ended up talking to Jody, and I ended up trying to purchase one of those onesies. And at the time, and NFT NYC is really cool with this. When you purchase your ticket to NFT NYC, you get NFTs. A lot of the NFTs that you get are redeemable at the event for physical things like a hat, a book bag, or the CryptoKitties onesie. The ticket, unfortunately, as everybody may know, I didn't buy. I just showed the fuck up, bro, and was like, can I get in? And I ended up talking my way in. But the people that did buy tickets ended up getting these random NFTs. And some of them were for those onesies. So I ended up talking to the guy once I talked my way into the conference. I ended up talking my way onto stage. And once I got on stage, I basically tried to buy whoever had the CryptoKitties onesie NFT. And I offered one ETH, which I think at the time was like $300. And people were not trying to sell me their onesies. So I ended up seeing Jody from NFT NYC at Consensus recently, like the most recent Consensus in New York. And he ended up bringing me a surprise gift. I got my CryptoKitty onesie for free. And he basically said it was because of all the effort I put into getting like to his event, in his event, and then trying to buy that thing on his stage. He's like, dude, you put in a lot of work, you know, like you just took an Uber, showed up and wung it. And I'm like, yeah. And he appreciated it. So I just think he's a cool dude for all of that, you know, having a good spirit about me, basically trying to sneak into his event and then getting my way onto his stage. And he was cool with it the whole way. So like, It may feel like a suit and tie event, but the vibe is true crypto essence because of, people like Jody that put it together. And that's why I'm going again. Like, I have to go again. I have to support his event because he's such an amazing dude doing such an amazing conference. I got to get there. And finally, I don't have to sneak in. They offered me a media pass this year and just asked me to, maybe make a couple of tweets and do an interview or two with a couple of the sponsors or the speakers that are coming out. So, yeah, it's really cool that, they're working with me and stuff like that now. So I don't have to sneak in anymore. And I say this because I hope to inspire people that are like, oh, I can't afford a ticket to an event. Like, don't. Just if you can get there, cool, show up. Stand outside. The smoking section has way more networking potential than the inside lobby ever will. So, you can get a lot done at a conference for free right out front the doors. Probably more than you can accomplish with ROI once you get in. You get distracted, you get hostage of conversations, you get hallway conferences, you don't even get to see the speaker you paid to go and see because something distracted you from A to B. So I'm telling you guys, if you're really trying to make a move, just show up, stand outside, let them know you're there. Once you're there, I mean, most of the time, a lot of these organizers are really cool dudes. They'll just let you in.
Dude, I met CTO of IOTA recently at a conference, and he was actually super cool. But like, I don't think I would have had the opportunity if I was just like in the smoking section. You know what I mean? And plus, you don't get like actually rub shoulders with like these people that are like, really balls deep in the industry. If like you don't have a ticket, unless you're somebody super special, and Ken, you are somebody super special. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's just a matter of like getting your foot in the door through just networking where you can network, even if you can't afford the ticket. But there are events where they're going to be allowing people to pay as you wish in crypto, any amount. It doesn't even matter. As long as you have a cryptocurrency wallet, as long as you have some crypto in it, and you broadcast the transaction, you can get in.
Patrick, I'll take it one step farther, and I can guarantee you this. Blockchain conferences will pay attendees to show up. Probably this year, definitely next year. I have a hard time believing that a conference is going to be charging admission anymore coming up real soon. Yes, really. If you don't believe me, look up Elon Gorn and look up the Crypto Investment Summit, CIS in LA. What Elon's doing with his LA conference this year, I don't know if I can say anything, but like, I know that the attendees aren't going to be paying for tickets, and there's a good chance they're going to get paid just for showing the hell up. And there's a good reason for this. These conferences make enough from the sponsors, from the booths, from the paid speakers. Like, they have enough revenue that, their problem now is getting people in the seats to make it worth the while of the people that paid to speak, that paid to be a booth, that paid to be a sponsor on the banner that nobody's seeing because nobody wanted to pay $300 or $3,000 to go inside this venue. Now, maybe a sponsor would be willing, maybe these venues could spare $100 per, attendee, give $100 worth of Bitcoin to everybody that, downloads a Monarch wallet. And now Monarch is a sponsor of an event that, every attendee downloaded their app. They're happy, the event's happy, and the people are happy. So I think like the parasitic environment that conferences do, it's only because a lot of the people organizing are legacy conference organizers, and this is the way legacy conferences have managed their profit margins. And this is not how it's going to be. It's just how it was. And I think because of the technology and the currencies that we have now, and the fact that these legacy conference organizers have been organizing crypto and blockchain conferences, they're learning more and more about how to incorporate the technology. I mean, you go to a consensus conference and pay $3,000 for a ticket, and you don't even get an NFT or a tokenized version of it. The conferences aren't even utilizing the tech that they're praising inside the venue they charge you to get into. I want to start seeing the conferences utilizing the tech, except Bitcoin for a ticket. Maybe give me a tokenized NFT ticket so, I can scalp it if it can't make it. Like somebody just messaged me today. Hey, Ken, I can't make it to New York City. I have an NFT ticket that I can transfer to anybody's Ethereum wallet if they want to buy it from me. I'm willing to sell it at half the price that I paid because, I just can't make it there. It's not like he's trying to scalp it for overvalue. Unfortunately can't make it. Now, if you couldn't make it to consensus and you bought that ticket through Eventbrite, it's stuck. It's stuck with you, and you can't do anything with that. And a lot of these organizers are getting woke to the potential of utilizing the tech that they're promoting in their conferences, putting it all together and doing an actual blockchain conference, just not just a conference about blockchain.
Dude, that is genius. Oh my God, yo, that is crazy cool, actually. The idea of like using blockchain for your concert admissions or your conference admissions, dude, that's fucking genius. Yo, who doesn't?
Dude, imagine if I bought a
right now
$3,000. Wait, hear me out. What if I bought a $3,000 NFT ticket from Consensus? That ticket is redeemable for entry to every conference they do.
Oh,
Everyone.
snap.
It's a season pass NFT conference ticket. And maybe only 100 of them exist.
Oh, shit.
You feel me? Now, can you see some
Dude,
potential?
yeah.
Me too.
Oh my God. Bro, that's so genius, dude. What if like major festivals started picking up this practice?
Oh no, I
It's
think
like,
festivals
really-
will do Masternodes. You're gonna see like a Fire Festival Masternode conference pop up where you're gonna buy yeah, it's gonna be a scammy ass those coins, go to the conference, and then you could liquidate your tokens that you staked. Maybe you have to stake the tokens for 90 days in order to get your free admission. So, I think Masternodes and things and like escrow services, stuff, all this stuff will be incorporated into everyday life very soon. Like, these loyalty and rewards cards that you carry for like Sam's Club and whatever, like Sam's Club will probably have some form of a Masternode environment because that's already what they do with their BJ's and Sam's Club memberships.
Makes sense. I think it's a great way to replace that stupid plastic card that they give you too, as well.
No, I love that plastic card. No, what we need, well, I don't know if you've seen this, but they have smart plastic cards now. So like you could actually link like 8 or 9 different debit or credit cards to one smart debit or credit card. So the magnetic strip that you swipe is read-write programmable. I don't know the name of it, but it's been around for about a year, and I think it's about $100, and you can get this one debit card. You link all of your cards to it, not just your credit and debit cards. You can link loyalty points, rewards cards, your gift card to like Starbucks. You can link all of these things to your one plastic debit card that's a smart card.
Dude, but what about skimmers, man? That's such a liability at that point. If like all your card information is on one.
Man, you sound like my mom. You sound like my mom. You put your credit card on your phone. What happens if you lost your phone? I'm like, Mom, you have your driver's license and your credit card in your purse. What happens if you lose your purse?
Yo, but dude, no man, but there are deep web operations that literally take people's credit card information and literally sell them to people for Bitcoin.
And a lot of those projects are third-party keyboards that you can install legally for free on the App Store right now, and you're going to go and enter your credit card information to iTunes, and your third-party keyboard just keylogged your credit card information and sold it on the deep web, and you'll never know. Third-party keyboards are where most data leaks come from.
Yo, but skimmers too, my dude. Skimmers are crazy. Like, ridiculous too.
You're right.
Like, if you go to a gas pump in LA, bro, like, you'll see a skimmer on, like, I'd say, like, 1 out of 10 pumps, dude.
I'm trying to set up the alt space on the main screen because I'm not playing Splinterlands anymore because that didn't work on the alt space end. There we go. Oh my goodness, I hate Windows, bro. I cannot find a way to like this fucking operating system. I want to like it. I do. I'm not like a fucking Apple fanboy by any means. I'm a fan of shit that works.
I like all operating systems, including Linux. I love me some Linux.
I would love Linux if it wasn't like Rain Man's operating system. Like, there's no way I can. That's too much. Just too much, man. I don't want to have to build a microwave every time I want to use a microwave.
Yo, bro, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I completely get what you're saying. But like, when it comes down to like deploying applications on blockchain, dude, Linux is so good. It's so good.
I guess. I mean, I was talking to Nick Spanos about that. He was saying, he uses a lot of his own stuff that he builds on Linux, and he doesn't really use a lot of things other people build, and that's cool if you can do that. But I mean, unfortunately, we're not even 100 years close to that being common knowledge. And I do believe that this year's. I think by the end of this year, there will be a highlight of illiteracy and coding being correlated. Like, if youth do not know how to read code, they may be considered illiterates in their adulthood coming soon. I think that a lot of even public education is planning and preparing for that and changing a lot of the educational curriculums. But I think we're a good 100 years away from where it's like common knowledge of how to build your own things and not rely on others, because we weren't taught code as a language growing up. It's a foreign language. Until coding is a native tongue to the world populace, as much as English is to the world populace, I think it's going to be a hard stretch to push on do-it-yourself Linux projects. You know what I mean? Our great grandkids will be older than us now by the time that takes off. But it will happen. It's there, and the incentive is there for sure.
Oh, totally. I agree. So, with that being stated,
hey,
what do
you
you think
take a
about-
seat, buddy. Take a seat, buddy. Sit down.
Yo,
Down in front.
Bro, you tripping, bro. Yo, dude. So, what do you think about the ideas of coding being migrated to different languages instead of just being used in English? In the English standard, ASIC2 implementation being like branched off and implemented in different languages.
Wait,
Dude,
before you answer
the
that
issues.
question, I'm really interested in that answer as well, but we never even got the podcast started. I want to get that started and go down the.
I thought we were just
talking about-
podcasting. What?
This whole time,
Yeah,
y'all
seriously.
just talking about just stuff.
That's what a podcast is. Talking about stuff.
Yep.
Yo,
Absolutely.
you're the host. If you have written down questions and topics, you better start getting on it. Cut us off and ask questions.
That's exactly the point. So
True.
Oh, that's
Let's
what
get
he's
this
doing
started.
right now. Oh, okay.
exactly. I just
Hold
kinda
on, let me
it go,
let me
but
take
it's
no,
A-okay.
literally, I have not smoked yet today. I'm gonna take the first hit of this day right here in honor of Seifu Mafu. This is for you, Seifu.
Yes,
Fire.
dude.
Blaze it up, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Smoke me if you got it.
All right,
While
now
we're
we
talking
can
about
start
that,
the
Patrick,
podcast.
Do you have a live stream going? Because I just have the three of us. I don't have one for you.
Oh, no, I don't have one going. Give me a second. I'll open
If
up
you send me
OBS
the
right now.
link, I'll put you in. I'm trying to get like all four of us on the same screen. I want to see what that looks
Yo, you know what I would like to see,
Okay.
Jerome? I would love to see Go Live from Float. Built inside of AltSpace, Go Live to Float. So when I'm in AltSpace,
Live
I
to
just hit
Float
Go
from
Live,
AltSpace.
and it just sends whatever's in that AltSpace window right to the RTMP key to Float. Possible. You know why I know it's possible? Because I can stream from my PlayStation or my Xbox directly to YouTube and Twitch. So they could easily integrate live stream to YouTube or whatever, but I wouldn't want to promote them too much. Maybe Float or something like DLive, AltSpace. Click here, you log into your DLive or Float account, and then all you have to do is hit that little Go Live button once you're in AltSpace, and boom, you're live streaming. All this stuff is coming. Like, I'm just way too ahead of a lot of projects and programs that exist, man. Like, I'm the kind of person that's like, yeah, my microwave will definitely be able to tell when the popcorn's done popping because it hasn't made a sound in 5 seconds, so it won't burn my popcorn. That microwave doesn't exist yet, but I promise you that it will very soon. That microwave will know to stop overcooking food for you. It won't let you ruin your food. It'll be smarter than you. And these platforms, they'll be so much smarter than what they are right now. Like, AltSpace is such a baby, bro. I'm so happy you put it on my peripheral.
I mean, this whole industry is still such a baby.
It's not even an
VR is-
industry yet, is it? Right? Like, I feel like VR is still like just a space. It's just a thing. It's not even like an industry yet.
I would say that that's a good assessment, especially when I look at the size of like esports. I've been doing some research more on esports this week.
They
and
just
you
became
look
an
at
industry.
how-
Esports just became an
Exactly. I would
industry.
agree that esports is now an industry as of probably 2016, 2017, compared to esports. I didn't even know this. It's been around since the 80s.
Yeah, I know, dude. Like League of Legends was bringing in more people than the Super Bowl, and I don't think people give it enough respect for that. Like they try to discredit a lot of the accomplishments of things in the world, but like the League of Legends esports tournaments bringing more viewers than the Super Bowl. Bro, this just to get one 30-second ad on the Super Bowl costs $5 million. You know how much money these platforms are going to be making through esports? Where do you think the tournament prize pools come from, bro? It comes from like G Fuel and all these energy drinks and shit. It's like there's not many companies throwing money at esports right now. Wait until you see like, Suave or Olay hair products being, marketed as sponsors of esports arena events. Like it ain't even there yet, but it is getting there.
Absolutely. So speaking of that, YouTube just announced their numbers yesterday. I thought that was pretty interesting. YouTube announced that they made $15.5 billion off of YouTube ads last year.
That's disgusting.
Tell me.
And you know how much I made? About $3.50.
$3.50.
That's it, man. Like $3.50 off of my YouTube ads.
Off of your YouTube, yeah, man.
Bro, you saw I posted
there's a lot
on
of
Twitter. I
money
got
in the pot.
50,000 views. 50,000 views.
And that's
1,500
like
likes. And I got like
$2.
70 cents. No, like less than $1. Less than $1.
Well, they definitely have put in the platform for you to be able to make more than that. So it's all about working on it, and I see a great way for us to work on it, not just as individuals, but as a team. And that's what this is all about, you guys. Welcome to the Blockchain Universe podcast. We're a bunch of gamers that just get together, play different games, and most of us have enthusiast insight on blockchain technology. Let's start talking more about what's going on with blockchain this week, you guys. We got Decentraland announcing that they are going to be opening their world. You can now start looking at your avatars. Somnium Space, another virtual reality blockchain-based game, announcing that they're launching version 2 of their game also on February 20th. A lot of big things happening on February 20th. What articles have caught you guys' attention?
My buddy made the first wearable NFT for Decentraland, so shout out to Digitables, the free Ross NFTs that you guys can go and get, Digitable. But yeah, they made a wearable NFT, dude. So like, in Decentraland, you can have. I think they're working on like accessories. So now your avatar can get some swag. I think that's gonna be really cool as far as like bringing more uniqueness and independent realism to like your avatar. So like in alt space, unfortunately, there's only so many options. It's kind of hard to feel like you're you. But I think what is being done in Decentraland as far as like the wearables, I think that's really cool, and they're tokenized. So like it'd be really interesting to walk up to somebody wearing like what is, in a sense like a friggin' Rolex watch on their avatar, because there's only like 1,000 of these NFT watches that exist or something. I think that's pretty cool.
And that's what this is all about, creating that value, I love to relate to the fact that the internet is a place for people to be able to share information, whereas the blockchain is a place for people to share value, and being able to share that value, like you said, like a Rolex watch. People see value in a Rolex watch. People will be able to see value in their NFT from Digital.
Well, that's what blockchain solves, is the issue where the internet actually takes value from information. Blockchain provides value to probably the similar information because of the public ledger. Obviously you can follow that circulating supply, the scarce ability, the issuance of the supply, things to that effect. You couldn't do that with the internet before, once you uploaded a song, that's it, or you post a photo, all I needed was a screenshot to own it. Now, if I own an image, I own the image. I have the private keys. Yes, you can take a screenshot of my NFT, but you do not own that image. You just happen to have a copy. And before, that copy was equal to ownership. So thanks to this technology, we have now been able to provide ownership to information, which provides the opportunity to have value for the data.
Hey, can we take questions from the guests in the audience?
Yo, there's a Terminator. Bro, we got a T900 in the audience.
I love
Yeah, we
it.
do.
Yo, it looks like
Absolutely.
Revenant
Take
from
questions from the
Apex
audience.
Legends.
Guest questions. Well, before we take guest questions, let's make sure we got all stories out of the way. Brian, did you have any stories you wanted to share?
Not necessarily stories. There were a few updates for crypto games that I was just kind of, trying to briefly go over. Axie Infinity had a huge update the other day with Blood Moon Rising. It is now a new downloadable instead of just a browser-based game, but it is on Mac and Windows, Android, and iOS. So everywhere that you can get it. And yeah, lots of updates, new gameplay mechanics, new worlds, new items, lots of new things to do in that game. Definitely check that one out. Chibi Fighters 2.0 just released earlier in January, and they just got Ethereum support. So that's a really cool one. That's more of a trading card game now, as opposed to just having these little animated chibi characters to go and send out on adventures or whatever.
Man, I love chibi fighters. I'm so mad that more people didn't appreciate. There's so much that you could do. I think it just overwhelmed people, honestly.
Yeah, that was part of it, as well as, just kind of the lack of full activity in some of the mini games and whatnot. But now that they have this new digital trading card game, lots of new content's going to be coming soon, and lots to look forward to for that one.
Are they recognizing my old chibis? Because I have chibis, and
I
have Ethereum ones, I have Tron ones, and I even have founder tokens. I bought founder tokens for chibis that I never redeemed for a chibi. So
right now, how it works is they have these chibi coins on the site, and you spend those on the packs of cards. So the cards are different from the chibis from the old game. I don't believe that there's any redeem value for them. But it's about $5 or around 0.02 ETH per pack of cards right now for at least the Genesis pack, of which there's just under 3,000 left.
Is it the same team working on the same
Yeah, same guy. It's pretty much down to just one person and then a few supporters. They had a huge blow up in their company a few months ago, and that's why the first one, went under. But they're back. They're still working on it, and it's the same driving force, Gary, the main developer, that's recreated it into this second version and is trying to keep the game alive. So definitely check it out if you're at all interested in something
is he
to.
Trying to keep the game alive, or is he trying to reboot the game, bro? Because if I'm stuck with all these chibis that I can't do anything with, and they're starting a new chibi
Well,
game,
it's not revision
money
of
on
the
something
original
that may
one.
not
It's
work again?
There was too many issues with getting the original game off the ground, as far as all the different bananas and little collectibles and things you could do, that after their developer took all the money and ran off, they decided to look at other ways to bring the game to life. I'm not part of the team, and I haven't talked to them in a little while, so I can't say too much on that end.
I'm not trying to bash them or whatever, but at this point, if this is, I'll say it feels like I'm going to be scammed if this is what's happening. If Chibi comes out with another Chibi product, and the old Chibi products that I have already bought are unrecognized or unredeemable, and they're not buying them back from me, that's a fucking scam, bro.
And then go and sell the packs of cards to make the money to finish the game. So it's not like
but that's a security, brother. That's a security. That's not a utility token until the platform exists. So them selling me something and then telling me after I give them money, they'll use that money. They build something for I can use that thing they sold me in. Brother, that's a security.
Well, isn't that anything like Gods Unchained or whatever else?
Gods Unchained is one of the biggest fucking scams that ever existed in blockchain, and nobody wants to talk about that. But I mean, I do, and I don't care if they don't like me or if I make enemies in this. But that's the fact is a class action lawsuit, because if they are successful the second time, there's going to be money that can be made from the class action. Just saying. So the success could actually beget the end because of the original beginning, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess only time is going to tell, and we'll have to wait and see how the game does in terms of, support and activity, and if it actually ends up being a success or just another failure, and how the community looks at that. But that's pretty much it for Chibis. Shields of, what is this? Shawwhelmed? That's a game that came out a few years ago that is being developed for, I believe, the Engine platform. So they just released a new trailer for that, showing some items in the in-game inventory that you can equip to your character, and then seeing it get added to and then taken out of the Engine wallet as it gets equipped to the character. So that's, another Engine title to be looking forward to. I don't believe they have any gameplay available at the moment. There should be some sort of beta or alpha testing soon, but hey, what crypto game doesn't have that? So just another one we're going to have to wait on. Spells of Genesis.
Is my favorite, bro, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Spells of Genesis, I was saying, another crypto trading card game similar to, all the others. They're going to be having a sale in the next month, I believe sometime in February, for their first, wave of cards. I do believe this one is out. I think this is just for Ethereum-based cards. I'm not 100% certain. But they're partnering with DApp Radar on it, so that's kind of, pretty official as far as dApps go. DApp Radar and State of the Dapps are pretty much like the two giants as far as listing sites and giving, transaction values and volume on many of the projects. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully that ends up succeeding. We don't have nearly enough crypto trading card games. Hopefully there will be, more fleshed out and, better developed than Gods Unchained, and, actually have some successes here. But it's nice that people are making them in the beginning. And then the last one, Null Legends, one that I've kind of been skeptical on for the past while. I made a video on them last year. Interesting looking project. Seems another iffy with their pre-purchase for, funds going towards the game development and what they're offering, but they did just hit 2,800 users. I'm not sure exactly how that works considering the game's not live, but they do have their own.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a user. It's
but they do have, which I'm kind of. I didn't look too much into it. They have this.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. When people buy NFTs for a game, they don't play it. They're not users. They're not even fucking potential users. They're all speculators. They're gonna dump those NFTs market when people do become users.
Well, if you hear
exactly
that,
what's happening.
You're probably not going to get too much happier to find out that they also released, and I believe already have live, their Null Exchange, which I believe is just a some sort of crypto exchange site for their own game token that you can use to buy in-game items that you obviously have no current use as the game is not out yet. But in the image it does say Village is coming soon, so hopefully we'll be seeing the game launch first, and then editions like that coming soon after. Like I said, it's one that I've been skeptical on for quite a while, but it's been in the news a little bit the past week or two, so I figured I would chime that one in, tell people to be a little wary, do your own research. That's the important part. But besides that, that's about it that I have for crypto game updates for this week. So, if either you had anything to say on that or wanted to, take it over.
Epic information, man. I appreciate that update, for real. I'm really looking forward to that Engine news, man, because I think Engine probably has the most potential for gaming platforms to utilize for their in-game assets, like Epic Games and Fortnite. Their in-game assets, they're not gonna go the decentralized route. I think they might go with the Engine route, though, of being able to back the item, buy an asset that's redeemable by melting and receiving for, if that makes any sense. Like the scarcity aspect and to be able to back an in-game asset with a token. So like if I paint a picture and behind that painting is a private key for some Bitcoin, the painting is of value and the asset behind it is, now you have to determine, do you want to destroy the art to redeem the asset, which is more valuable, and one can raise the tide of the other. So I think what Engine is doing, I think a lot of these centralized gaming industries are going to look at with a brighter light than the decentralized ones that aren't backed by anything. You know, like it does. My NFTs on Ethereum ain't backed by any Ethereum, and it actually costs you Ethereum just to move it.
Yeah, Engine is definitely one of the giants in the crypto gaming space, just on how they have the easiest integration into most titles. The almost non-existent transfer fees, as well as the addition of opening a chest in a game, and then you get that item. It goes into your in-game inventory, and then that very instant it gets added to your Engine inventory. That's not really anything that any other blockchain, Ethereum, EOS, Tron, or whatever, has even gotten close to. So that really puts them quite ahead of most others, as well as the fact that they have
they're
already.
partnered with Samsung.
Well, they not only that, but they have quite a few games that are already accessible. Space Misfits has a demo available already. They're going to be launching in the next few months, I believe. But not only that, but a lot of their games are already getting on platforms like Steam, like Containment Corps and Dissolution are two engine titles that I believe already. I know at least Containment Corps has NFTs that you can get in the game already. And both of them are, free to play, download on Steam, just open it up and connect your Engine wallet and you're playing. There's no getting a MetaMask or, setting up a wallet and dealing with, a external wallet or getting a, browser wallet and then getting fear.
Are you familiar with Nine Lives Arena?
Very familiar.
I actually created the Mammoth Kilt. So I am the founder and creator of Mammoth Kilt. I got to name it, design it, and create it with the team of Engine, and I owned the first one. I just thought that was like a cool little humble brag.
Yeah, things like that are really exciting, and that's, part of the interest of non-fungible tokens and just kind of digital assets that have real value. I know in Dissolution, our Block Decentral logo got used in one of the gun skins that they're going to be having in the game upcoming soon as one of the exclusive weapon skins that you can earn or purchase through the in-game tokens in the marketplace. So I think that's really cool, just the ability to take designs or things from the community and turn it into an item that has real value that someone can earn through a giveaway or through maybe a competition where they're in the top 5 or whatever, and instead of just getting a game skin or a gun skin or whatever that's only usable in that title, then it gets stored in their wallet, and 5 years down the line or whatever, say they want to sell it to someone or give it to their friend or maybe bring it over to a new game that has the skins available, then it extends the life as well as the value of the item, which is really exciting. And one of the big reasons that I stay focused on crypto games and all that, just because if we were talking about Fortnite and those and how they would potentially move or not move onto the blockchain, and it really upsets me every time I see these battle passes or looking at dances or whatever in Fortnite that they just blatantly copy off of people. I mean, there's been already how many YouTube videos of people showing their own dance move and whatever, and then showing you the Fortnite one that they're selling for $5 in their store, that all it is it's a stupid dance that your character does that somebody else created first, and they're not getting any profit off of.
Prince?
Mm-hmm.
The guy from Fresh Prince ended up suing Fortnite for stealing his dance move and making millions of dollars off of it, and ended up getting told that no, there's nothing you can do about that because it's the digital world's a little different when it comes to this. And yeah, man, you're seeing what I think's interesting is you're probably familiar with game cloning. Have you ever done a game clone before, like a platform or flat screen game or
Yeah, I'm very familiar with seeing them. I've used them before. Minecraft ones being some of the most popular, and seeing all these.
Imagine blockchain cloning games though, games like Grand Theft Auto that make those in-game assets on Engine. They're inspiring people to create a totally different platform, game, universe, and world just to utilize the assets that exist. So they're actually going. These companies are actually going to benefit now and profit from cloning and actually encourage it. You may see the indie game market boom. Look what Mario Maker has done. Could you imagine if that was somehow tokenized, Mario Maker?
Yeah, the sky's the limits. We're already seeing, part of that. Anything crypto related, there's going to be those seeking out to use it solely for profit. And I'm not sure how into like the dApps you all are, but way back in, I want to say like end of 2017, 2018, all the like farm dApps that were coming out, shrimp farm and chicken farm and whatever, where you would, go and buy eggs or whatever, and they would reproduce, and then you would sell them and earn back a little bit of profit and then spend that to buy more eggs and grow them and whatever. And then, after the first one came out, within a matter of like a month, there was like 50 clones of it that were just everywhere on Ethereum, on Tron, on EOS, just absolutely everywhere, and all with, the same premise of, buy in, raise it up, sell out, and profit quickly. So, I wouldn't be surprised to be seeing clones of most of the, more popular crypto games and whatnot coming out, just like not
What's happening
necessarily.
with Gods Unchained, bro? How many card games have come out of the goddamn woodwork doing everything Gods Unchained is doing?
So many
It's
of
so annoying.
Well, it's not just that, but at least, Gods Unchained, they even have, like, an official, a few people from, like, not World of Warcraft, Magic the Gathering, and, other very, very large-scale businesses in the entertainment sector. So, at least they're putting in the money, to developing it and working on it. And yeah, they're being very, very slow in taking all the,
Well, to be fair,
funds
they're
from.
using their investors' money, right? Their gamers' money. The people that put a quarter in the jukebox before the song was even there to press play and listen to, right? Like,
But the issue with most of these
responsible. They
others,
should be doing what
because
they're
at least Gods
They should have
Unchained,
done this
you can
before they
go,
sold the cards.
you can go and you can download, the client. You can go in, you can already start playing Gods Unchained with your cards and whatnot. So it's, the game, it's very, very similar to Hearthstone in most aspects, except the fact that, the cards are in your wallet and you can trade them. However, many of these others that we're talking about, these, crypto trading card games that we're seeing, are made by these, very, very, kind of obscure, hidden, development teams, or maybe even just like one indie developer that's like, let me, as you said, like copy and clone over this card game, charge people for it. Maybe I'll have 100 people invest, like $20 or whatever, make a couple grand. Then those people are going to be expecting the game to develop, and then they're like, hey, I just, I made this game in like 2 hours, made the website or whatever. I just made a few $1,000s, and then, close out of it, shut down the game, say, hey, it failed, funding failed, whatever. And then, those people, they're not going to get the cards. Maybe the site doesn't even look good. There's no users that are, looking forward to playing it or whatever, and then
that's kind of what Gods Unchained differently is. They sold tokenized assets that were not yet tokenized. So they were selling me cards during their ICO that weren't issued. They weren't created or minted yet. So when I bought my Gods Unchained packs of cards and I was getting them, and I got like a legendary card and I went to try and sell it like immediately, I got a thing that's like, no, this card has not yet been minted. You actually don't own the asset. This card doesn't even actually exist yet the way we sold it to you, which was, I had so many issues with Gods Unchained, but I'm happy that they do exist. I'm happy that they didn't have those issues, but they were a very unique game in that position where if that happened, you'd be stuck with nothing. A lot of these games, they're actually selling an NFT. They've created something that you're actually already have in your MetaMask wallet, even if the environment doesn't work yet and they are using it as a security token. If that game doesn't exist at the end of that ICO crowd sale, and that sale did well, that's where I mean when it comes to cloning inspiration. Somebody's going to be like, well, so many people invested in this guy's idea and they already own all these assets that are usable in an environment. Maybe I should go ahead and create the game just so people have a place to play it. And I think that will save a lot of people too, as a lot of these projects do pump and dump on people. So just like, keep an eye out on what is actually an NFT and what is not.
Yo, bro, Ken, that kind of irritates the hell out of me because those companies could have easily just used the library to mock up a quick NFT contract to back up their NFT or what they were, essentially marketing as an NFT, but really was just a placeholder for an NFT.
Yep.
Like they could have easily just like forked the contract once they improved their computer science, but they chose to just be lazy and to implement kind of like a fraudulent scheme for the moment until they actually develop their smart contract from scratch.
Yeah, but
or
here's
whatever
where I
they
get
chose
really
to do, whatever
worried,
their
you know,
developers
about
chose to
these
do.
games. Like, this really worries me about these games is, yeah, they're doing well now. I'm happy for them. I'm not trying to bash them at all. I'm just, you know, trying to bring awareness to a situation. That's it. It could have been anybody. You could replace the name. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to bash them. I played the game. I own enough of their shit that I pray that they do well enough that I one day earn back the amount of Ethereum that I spent on these assets. Because at the moment, I'm looking at a 90% loss on the amount of Ethereum that I spent and the amount of Ethereum that I can get back for everything I bought. So I want them to do well. But what I'm worried about is with their success, it begets pressure. So they're going to get more eyes on them, more attention, but that's auditing. That's not just like, you know, fans. They're going to have an issue with regulators coming in and realizing they did a security token launch.
Hey,
And
so
then the
got a lot
game
of
will be
questions,
shut
guys.
down by the law. So I don't know, whatever, we'll see.
exactly. Hey, so before we move on to questions, you guys mentioned Engine. Have you guys ever heard of the TAP project at all?
Nope.
No. What's the top project?
Oh, it's kind of like a community-based ecosystem where, of course, they're trying to develop tools. Well, they actually have developed and deployed tools for gamers to use applications in their own creations for blockchain. It's kind of like a multi-service ecosystem where these people are using decentralized tokens. You know, the developers are using tokenized assets in their own game, and it's kind of like Engine Coin, but it's kind of like a competitor almost. Yep.
You have
So
to send me a link
actually,
on that.
they have. Yeah, will do. They
Right,
actually
I'm
have a
gonna have to
platform
look into
that's incorporating the gaming APIs like Fortnite, PUBG, CS:GO, and others. So, yeah.
All right, let's open up the floor to questions. I see Justin's just been itching to add some questions. Go ahead, Justin.
I just wanted to say hi. How are you guys?
Hi, bro.
Hi, Justin. We're doing great, buddy.
What up?
Glad you're here with us, you guys.
This camera behind us? How do you do that? How do I get that?
Oh, you know what? I forgot that was still up there, honestly. That can also be changed. Let me switch that so you guys can see what the feed looks like. I actually have a video going from all 4 of our camera angles right now.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. I'm on TV. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, you
So
are,
we're being
dude.
recorded?
You're broadcasting the
Oh.
entire thing to
Oh,
the
yeah,
crowd.
yeah.
Oh,
whole
they
thing is
can
being
actually
recorded,
see my
guys.
real face. What the? I didn't realize that people in the audience could see my real face. That's funny. Did I pick my nose? Did anybody see me pick my nose? I don't know if I picked my nose, but I picked my nose. So there's a chance I did.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god, that's what
Yeah, dude. So good.
Wait, that's not with the beard?
Yeah, that's me with the beard. Hi, everybody.
How do you...
It's
wait,
so
you're not
awkward.
playing the headset? You're not in VR?
No, I'm in 2D.
You,
Damn, that's really
You know
deceiving.
you can have a third-person camera in 2D mode.
Holy shit, it's a little delayed, but yeah,
That's a
that
big
is
beard.
weird. Oh my god.
Yeah, you're really ugly.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm
Sorry.
embarrassed. Hold on, I can fix this, but you guys are gonna love my pajamas. Is all I'm saying.
Watch his face when I say that. Listen.
I'm actually going to kick you out and put in the other video.
Yo, do I look better now?
We don't see anything changed.
It's going to take a couple minutes to refresh.
Oh, well, I know when everybody starts laughing at my pajamas that it refreshed.
So, are you wearing the Bitcoin pajamas that you wore in Philly?
No, I'm wearing my peacock pajamas, bro. When I go out looking for the gals, this is my booty chasing pants.
Bro, it's
What?
ridiculous. I see him. Yeah, I see him, bro. Ah, dude, it's too funny. Bro.
Zach,
Here you got a
follow.
John McAfee mask on now.
And you guys are
It's too
Yo,
funny.
I will
Alright, so
eat my
now
dick if
I
Allspace
am-
doesn't go to 1 million users by the end of the year.
Okay,
you-
dude.
That's all you, buddy.
I wonder if he's actually gonna eat his dick.
No, he's gonna buy
hope
somebody's
not,
dick
but-
and then pay somebody to eat the dick that he bought. So technically, he's subcontracting that out.
Damn.
I already talked to
He
him
was so
about it.
bullish. Dude, he's so bullish,
Let's
though.
see if this updates. I changed the picture to be able to rotate to the other live stream, which I am rotating between each one of us. I got all 4